There is no heaven. There is no hell. There is only this world and its dark reflection. And we do not know in which of the two worlds we are.
Live! Actually, we are live. Half an hour late. Due to technical difficulties.
So what's new?
This is the Coffee Club with your host, Felix.
And Mark.
And we are here. We didn't think we'd get here the way it was going.
But we actually thought we were between heaven and hell in one of those purgatory states, you know.
Yeah, you know, my heart was beating so fast. Can you hear it?
Yeah, well, I think you should take another drink. Hit that bottle again.
Oh, you want me to hit the bottle?
I thought that was your heart.
No, this is my heart.
Sounds very much like hitting the bottle.
Really? It's supposed to sound differently. My heart is supposed to be a lower thumping noise. Isn't this a lower thumping noise?
I don't know, but in all honesty, I think this mistake we can probably say was 50-50. Part of it was them and part of it is us.
Even though they will definitely blame it all on us.
Well, it's the easiest thing to do.
And we can blame it all on them. It's the easiest thing we can do. But what's the difference? Either way.
Instead of them or us, why don't we get to the topic?
Get to the topic. All right. We are live tonight, and we want to talk to all the vegetarians.
Vegetarians and vegans. Who would like to discuss the difference?
Or if you're a carnivore, hey, let's talk about some eating some cheeseburgers.
Well, actually, we're going to chew the fat, pardon the pun.
Well, you know, I was thinking, Mark, tomorrow we're going to make very good carnivores.
Oh, you mean our annual trip to that deli in
Well, I'm going to
Jersey.
advertise the name. It's called Harold's of New York.
Well, I would like to, but I don't know if, you know.
What? I can name anybody I want.
You're going to go up there and you're going to ask for a free...
No, I don't want any reciprocation for what I'm doing.
I guess he'll let you wash your hands and use the bathroom.
I hope so. He locked it on me last time.
Oh, God. Your reputation precedes you, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, if you want to speak to us, our phone number is 646-595-3275. We'll be taking calls throughout the night, or either that or we'll just be waiting for calls throughout the night.
Well, I know that this show should be of interest to my son Jonathan, who is a vegan, okay, and every chance he gets, he sends us these little blurbs. You know, he would show us on Facebook or the internet, you know, how they slaughter beef, you know, and they say it's painless and everything, but it's not really something you want to watch.
No,
you know?
and you know, when you think about it, and you know, all of a sudden you do want to become a vegetarian or vegan, but only for a couple of minutes. Then you go right in and chew to the nice thick steak.
Until somebody puts a nice medium rare
steak
in front of you. Yes,
yeah,
with a baked potato and veggies. You know.
Yeah. I leave the baked potato and veggies aside. I don't care. I just want that skirt steak, nicely marinated.
Well, in all honesty, from what I gather, a vegetarian is one who obviously eats vegetables, will try to refrain from eating meat, might eat eggs, and drink milk. Possibly have some fish. I'm not sure.
Well, some of them, they call themselves vegetarians. They eat fish. I think technically they're not supposed to, but...
Well, you know, it's a modified vegetarian diet. But a true vegan like my son, he reads all the labels and he makes sure that there's absolutely nothing of any animal origin in it at all. Otherwise, he won't eat it. My wife and I have leather furniture in the living room, and the first thing he said when we brought it home, and I guess understandably so from his point of view, gee, I don't know if I'm going to sit on this, because the leather is made from the hide of an animal,
Well, listen, once it's killed and butchered, you might as well use everything.
Well, but that's the whole point as far as he's concerned, okay? But I mean, like I said, he will read every label. If we go someplace, we have to make sure that they have something that he could eat other than just a salad, which you really get tired of. Sometimes when we go to friends and he comes along, he'll bring his own food and cook it there. No one seems to be adverse to that. They'll respect his wishes. And in fact, today he went down to his favorite restaurant. I guess we could mention names, Three Brothers, and it's totally vegan, and bought some dishes because my wife and I had promised him for his birthday, as I said, which was Monday. And he said that he had plans to go out today and that he would just pick something up and bring it home. So I've tasted some of it. It's really not bad. I can't say that it's terrible. It takes some getting used to, but it's like anything else. I mean, it took me a while to get used to drinking diet soda as opposed to regular sweet soda. Now, of course, my wife would like me to cut out soda altogether.
Well, listen, when she cuts out soda, you can cut out soda.
I already told her that. I know. She gets intravenous transfusions right into the vein, bypasses her mouth.
She's the only person I know that carries their own soda everywhere.
That's very true.
Into the fanciest restaurants.
I wish we had... Even when we go to an affair, she'll bring her cup. No, she won't bring her cup, excuse me. If she does, she leaves it in the car, but she will bring a bottle of soda. And the first thing we do is go up to the bar, and we ask the bartender if he'll do that for her. And usually they do, and we slip them some money at the end of the night, And they know that if she wants soda, they'll just go to her bottle, and they make sure that no one else uses it but her. Otherwise, it'd be gone.
She's very weird, my friend. I'm sorry to say that.
I'm not debating that point whatsoever,
When it comes to that habit, I wouldn't say that she's weird otherwise. It's just weird with that.
Well, most people get set in their ways when it comes to habits and what they like and what they don't like.
Yeah, I guess she takes it to an extreme.
I'll give you that one.
Now, what would happen if she drank a Coke instead of Pepsi?
She would definitely know the difference.
And then would she have convulsions? Or?
Oh, absolutely not. No.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay. Well, she spit it out.
Oh, I don't know. Well, in order to know the difference, you'd have to swallow at least one swallow, But, I mean, she definitely would know, like the commercial on TV, is it Coke or Pepsi? The blind taste test, like, is it Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts? That type of deal. But let's get back to our topic.
Well, our topic...
What is our topic?
Our topic is vegetarians. What are you? Who are you?
As the blurb said, if you bother to read it.
Well, there's no blurb now because we had to erase it.
If they bother to read it,
Well, you can't bother to read it. It's not there.
I realize that. That's what I said. If they bother to read it.
How
But they
could
can't
bother
read it because it's not there.
So how could they bother to read it?
Well, they could try.
And they won't see anything.
The original blurb said, from the beginning of time, whether you are a creationist or an evolutionist, makes no difference. Man was basically a vegetarian. He ate berries and fruits and veggies, things that grew in the garden. Okay? It wasn't until he became a hunter that man actually started to eat meat. And before the advent of fire, he would eat the meat raw. If you speak to any nutritionist, they'll tell you the human body was meant really for raw food, raw materials. Once you start cooking it, you lose a lot of the proteins and the vitamins that they contain, But I have to say that Fire certainly does wonders for a nice skirt steak or filet mignon.
Well, listen,
Or Chateaubriand.
whatever the meat is, I don't think I would abide by any kind of diet if I have to do a lot of grazing. I'll leave that to the cows and everybody. And that, for me, I need a nice balanced diet of...
Well, originally, early man was either a hunter or he was a farmer. And, when he became a farmer, a grower of fruits and vegetables, there were always some who went out to hunt. But that's how cities started. And cities always started near water because they needed the water for their crops. So it was a little bit of both.
Well, how far back are we going? To the caveman?
Well, yeah, basically, yes, I would say so.
No, I was always under the impression the caveman was a carnivore. I may be wrong. That's the pressure I had.
Well, if you're creationist, you would believe that man certainly was a vegetarian first because man was in the Garden of Eden.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't until Adam and Eve ate the apple that God said that from now on, Adam has to till the soil and grow his food and graze the cattle. Okay, so but before then, it was literally a paradise. The food just grew on the tree, and it was there for them for the taking. So but once man became a hunter, I mean, he couldn't be, before there was fire, he couldn't cook the food.
But he could certainly eat it.
Oh, definitely.
So the people that like their meat really, really rare.
I guess they're just that much closer to the caveman.
Yeah, is that what it is? I was wondering about that. And the Germans, and they like their tartare, beef tartare.
Steak tartare,
Steak
yes.
tartare. Is it Germans that eat it? Maybe not. I don't know. Somebody eats steak tartare. So I guess they must be really back.
I would say the tartars like steak tartare.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never had it myself, so.
I think it's raw chopped meat.
I think it is raw meat.
Raw chopped meat, I think it is. Some kind of a raw chopped meat with some kind of seasoning.
I guess it's the next best thing to Mia Farrow and Rosemary's Baby when she was cooking that liver, remember?
No. Tell me about it.
She was pregnant with the devil's baby. How do we stray like this? Anyway, she was pregnant with the devil's baby, and she had a piece of liver, and she turned on the frying pan. She put it on one side for about 5 seconds, turned it over, put it on the other side for 5 seconds, put it on a plate, and started to eat it. And you can't tell me it was cooked. And when she cut it, it was very raw. Not for me.
Not for you.
I mean, I'd eat sushi, but not raw steak. I don't know.
Or raw liver, especially.
Yeah.
That is really bloody. But plenty of protein. Liver's
Well, the healthier, the food, the more rare it is, the healthier the food. So, But here we are, folks, 15 minutes into our show. 646-595-3275. We are anxiously awaiting your call would be an understatement. I would say I would hold my breath waiting for the first person to call, but I don't think I'd make it till the end of the show.
Yeah, I have a feeling that because of us starting, I guess, a half an hour late, whatever live listeners we may have had
Have died.
have gone on the way to. They started. They went to
the happy hunting ground.
Exactly. They went grazing somewhere or whatever.
I think they ate the steak tartare.
Yeah. So it's one of those shows. I think that we're going to be. What's the word we used to use? We're going to struggle a little bit, ladies and gentlemen.
A little bit. I think we've already started.
Anyway, let's go back.
I'm on my knees, folks. I'm begging you.
Phone number, no begging here, 646-595-3275.
And we're going to keep repeating it until somebody calls up.
I am now going ahead and open up our chat room if anybody wants to chat.
That's about as empty as our microphone.
Wait, do we have anybody listening? I wonder if the chat tells you if we have any live listeners. Well, if it did, they're not here.
They waited as long as they could. I think they went out to the restaurant.
Look at this nice little chat screen we have, and this is all the people that are on it. All one of them.
Well, you know what the problem is. I think it's printed in invisible ink.
Yeah.
I think you need a black light in order to see it. One of those strobe lights.
I think I'm gonna.
We're going to dial a number at random, folks.
Yeah,
this could be your lucky day.
Very random. And who could we call? There's only one person that I will call at random, and that's our friend Mr. Dan, Dapper Dan. I think I'm going to try to call him and see what happens. Let him get annoyed at us a little bit.
Tell him we won't take him to Harold's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Actually, use that as an excuse. We'll call in to find out if he's coming.
Okay. It's as good an excuse as any.
Make believe we're not on the air, so he won't know.
Yeah, he doesn't. He knows the number that we call from. I believe it does give it away. I wonder why they make the screen so dark so you can't tell what you're dialing. Make it so difficult. Hey, why don't we just call your son and wish him a happy birthday for Monday?
I don't think he'd appreciate that. Or he would see that it's a strange number and he probably would let it go to voicemail.
You think so?
Oh, definitely.
Boy.
Beyond the shadow of a doubt.
I think so would mine. My son would just hang up. If he did answer by mistake. Well, I am dialing, but it sounds like Mr. Dapper Dan is on another line. So, conveniently. So we will hang up.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Dan Monaco.
Is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. To leave a callback number, press 5.
Well, Mr. Monaco, we try to call. Have a good night. If you get a chance, call us back. Thank you.
Hey, could we sign
Your
off in 10 minutes?
call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
What is this? Twice we called
Dan
him?
Monaco.
Is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up
doesn't make
or
sense
press
to
1
me.
for more options. To leave a callback number, press
Oh,
5.
don't bother to leave a message.
Call back, Dan. We're waiting for you on the show.
Well, tell him we have to make plans for Harold's.
Yeah, we have to make plans. He can hear you just as well as he hears me, Mark.
Yeah, but I don't have my headset on.
Thank you very much. Okay, that was it. That was our
mystery call, folks.
That was our
I certainly hope you enjoyed that.
That was our partial live call. I was live, just the other end wasn't live. Anyway, let's go see what's going on otherwise. So we're talking about vegetarians. Let's talk about the missing airplane. Have you heard any new developments?
Oh, they haven't contacted me, so I don't know.
Have you listened to
No,
the
they
news?
are expanding the search now. one of the pilots from one of the channels, that they have as an analyst, said that if he was flying the plane and if he wanted to ditch the plane or something or be off the radar, so to speak, he would have gone south because there was nothing but water, going south. So who knows? It's truly a mystery. It's like a Twilight Zone episode. How does a plane disappear?
It's true. So, they're thinking now it veered off to the Indian Ocean, Indian Sea, I guess.
American Indians?
I don't think so. But that's what they're talking about.
I know. I was just kidding around. But
I know. That's what they're talking about. Oh, wait a second. We have a guest number 705. Log into our chat room. Are you listening to us live?
Who is that?
I have no idea.
Well, that is not my son's number. So
no, it's not your son. It's a guest number.
What's a guest number?
He's not logged in. He's just listening. So let's go see. Let's go see what they've got to say, if anything. Or they're just...
I think they were calling the IRS, and they got us by mistake.
Well, they were chatting with their girlfriend, and...
well, we could tell them the first biggest lie in the world, the check's in the mail. Actually, I put my forms in the mail today.
Did you? I did my taxes a long time ago.
To my accountant. Which means it probably won't get done until around the 15th.
No, I did mine a long time ago. Okay, so who knows? If they want to answer us, they'll answer us. But I just want you to realize if there's somebody actually listening to us and you are live, listen to us live, and you are on our chat board, well, we could use some help. Answer us.
I could just see them saying, I got here by accident.
Yeah,
it certainly wasn't my fault.
Yeah, I was trying to go into the...
I'm trying to find Betty Crocker.
I thought I was on the Harmonize. I was looking for a girlfriend. How the hell did I get these idiots? But anyway, so... I don't know. Is this... He logged out. I guess he didn't want to hit the...
You embarrassed him.
I guess so. Well, thank you for joining a chat room.
Whoever you were, thank you so much. It made our day.
You're our first chat of the evening.
What are you talking about? That's our first chat ever.
There was no chat, though. That's
like the blurb that you never put up.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like,
we never knew this was available to us. We turned it on. Now we know it works.
Well, but could you imagine? And then he embarrasses us by not even saying hello.
Yeah.
He just disconnects.
Okay, well, we've got a caller now. Maybe it was Dan that did it. Who knows?
Now, how does one get to the chat room? Why don't you tell me that?
Hello, you're on live. You're on live.
What are you guys talking about? Please tell me, because I really wasn't listening to this show.
We weren't listening either.
We forgot. we started off talking about vegetarians, vegans, and carnivores like us. And we were discussing how we could prove that we are carnivores.
By our trip to Harold's tomorrow.
And seeing how much meat we can actually consume before we get sick.
We assume you are still coming.
Well, we'll talk about that. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. But what makes somebody, if that's your topic of the show tonight, what makes somebody a vegetarian? I mean,
well, it's definitely a choice. As far as my son was concerned, he was raised eating just about everything. But about 3 years ago, he decided that he wanted to be a vegan. He started making his own food. He started checking out recipes. And he gave up, not that he ate a lot of meat to begin with, but he gave up eating meat and chicken and eggs and milk. He uses substitutes. And if it's done right, I know. If it's done right, you really don't miss it, because I've had vegan food with him at his favorite restaurant, and the food is quite good. You know, you really don't know that you're not eating an egg, or that you know you're not eating a piece of steak, but generally the substitutes that they have are very good. They have this chicken.
I think Dan is not interested in that part. He wants to know what makes somebody become a vegan.
Well, it's a decision. You know, my son...
Whoa. Hold on. I'm sorry, Dr. Mark, to do this, cut you off. I know what makes people vegetarians. Now, you can't tell me, or you, or Felix, that you don't like Peter Luger's steak. A nice, juicy steak.
Well, Felix and I discussed that before you came on. And basically, between the three of us, it's true. We are carnivores, okay? But, you know, if my son was to describe to you how they kill the cow, all right?
That's what I was going to, Mark. That's exactly what I was getting
Well,
to.
you know, it's not a nice thing. They say it's painless. Well, it certainly doesn't hurt us, but I haven't heard any of the cows complain, but I'm sure it's got to hurt. You know, I mean, really.
If you watch one of those documentaries or History Channel or whatever, right, the how they slaughter the cows, and that doesn't look too. That's what makes people, to me, correct me how you feel, but when you watch those videos, how they slaughter the animals, I mean, they take a knife and split the throats, and then that's, I think, how people become vegetarians. They're like, oh, I don't want to hurt animals.
You're 100% right, probably. You know, it's if for most people, it's a health decision. They know that it's healthier to eat vegan than it is to eat anything that was living. You know, it's not like you're not getting protein or carbohydrates. You're getting your daily, amount of carbs and protein and everything, and your vitamins. It's just you're not getting it in the usual way.
When's the last time you had steak, Mark and Felix? Steak.
I haven't had steak for a couple of weeks.
I had a hamburger yesterday. I guess that counts.
And then you must understand, I don't know about Mark, but I've never been to Peter Luger's. The best I've been to is Ruth Chris.
Well, I have to tell you, I've been to Peter Luger's, and I think that it's overrated. My wife said that it was much better. She had been there, let me see, we're married 30, almost 31 years. She was there about 35 years ago with friends, and maybe even a little longer. And she described the steak that was delicious, and she doesn't usually eat meat, but we went about a year and a half ago. We went to the one in Brooklyn, and I was not impressed.
Really?
We had gone to Jimmy Hayes at one time, which is in Island Park, and we also went to a place in Pennsylvania where the chef actually came to our table and talked with us. Those were the two places where I had the best steak ever. And Peter Luger's could not compare to this steak that I had.
The problem is, Don, he orders a steak well done. Matter of fact, he tells him he wants it burnt.
Not me.
No, I like a little medium rare, a little pick inside,
Yes, so
medium rare is good.
But Mark, what was the name of that place you said? The Better Than Luger's, you think?
Jimmy Hayes, which is in Island Park, right here, about 10 minutes away from Oceanside. Between Oceanside and Long Beach.
I will tell you, most people would not agree with Mark, even though it is a good place.
I think
It's not as, you know,
That's all right.
Houses, I'm sure you guys have. I mean, Peter Luger's is definitely up there, top.
Well, like I said, I've never eaten there. The only place I've eaten that's, I guess, considered a fancy steak place is Ruth Chris, and that was very nice.
Chris, right.
I heard that was very good, too. I have eaten in the French Culinary Institute.
Let him talk.
I'm just telling him that I ate at the French Culinary
I
Institute.
know, but he was talking, and you just went right over his voice.
I'm a name dropper.
What were you saying, Dan?
No, it's okay, guys. It's a coffee club. We can talk about anything.
That's right. Tell him off.
Right, Ruth. I don't mean to interrupt anybody. Ruth Chris is definitely up there too.
Yeah.
Up there, same. It's pretty much almost the same as Peter Luger's. But Morton's is great too. But
I thought Morton's was an Army Navy store. There's an Army Navy store in Oceanside named Morton's. That's why.
Vegetarian shop on Merrick Road. I think in Merrick too, actually. The vegetarians out there. I thought I want to throw up. It's not real. They serve some sort of substance meat. I don't know what it is.
Well, you know what it is? It's tofu. The tofu,
right.
depending upon how it's prepared, tofu has no flavor of its own. If you prepare it in a certain way, it can taste like chicken or it can taste like a piece of steak. It depends how you cook it.
I thought it was terrible. I mean, I don't know if they're still in business. Some vegetarian place, and they tell you to have a ham sandwich or having a whatever turkey sandwich, but you're not eating the real thing.
No, if you're eating vegetarian, then eat vegetables, eat stuff like that, because all these things cannot substitute these fake tasting tofu dishes. Are really pretty disgusting. I agree with you.
It's a matter of taste.
Yeah, no. I don't like being. I like salads and all. I do like that. We all do, But I don't feel like being a rabbit my whole life, But if you watch those videos, like you're saying, why people become vegetarians, you watch these videos or shows of how they slaughter, animals. It's really horrifying. But at the same time, I'll still go to Peter Luger's eat the cow.
Well, by the same token, I still watch Tarzan movies when they put a person in a big vat of boiling water, the cannibals.
Well, what about like a lobster, too? I mean, obviously you guys had lobster before. I mean, you really would not have a lobster if you saw how they, put them in a boiler.
Well, actually,
hard.
Most people who would have lobster and make it at home boil their own. My wife makes it with beer. She uses some people may say this is a waste of beer, but she cooks up about 8 or 9 cans of beer, a pinch of water, drops the lobster in, and in a little while it's finished. The unfortunate thing is that you're literally killing the lobster and watching it die.
You're not supposed to do it that way.
Watching it. It's
Why?
not watching it.
Because
it's hearing it.
Because the lobsters feel it.
There's
a way of if you go to a place like Jordan's, they kill it first. They cut its neck somewhere nerves,
right?
So it doesn't feel it.
You ever put? I'm sure you guys are older than me. If you ever put a lobster in your boiling pot of water,
it starts screaming.
It's like kind of like Silence of the Lambs, the movie.
Help me!
You hear the scream.
Yeah, they actually scream. Yeah,
they do.
Yeah.
Tell that to Ellen. I don't know.
I'll tell you a worse one. My wife's aunt bought a live lobster, didn't know what to do with it, turned on the oven and put it into the oven while it was live. And she just saw it, and he was just there scratching on the window, trying to get out.
Mark,
so,
you can't tell me at your age you never heard a lobster boil.
Well, I know it's. I don't like doing things like that, but I know it's supposed to squeal, make a squeal.
I never heard it squeal.
You can't hear anything.
It never complained to me.
This is what going back to your vegetarian topic. You do these things. See the cows get slaughtered. You put a lobster in. Well, vegetarians eat lobsters, but you put that lobster in a boiling pot of water, a fresh one. It screams, and you feel so bad. But unfortunately, it tastes so good.
Well,
but
you know,
it screams. The lobster will scream.
I enjoy eating it, but
screams.
But I don't want it. I don't like going to a restaurant and picking out. Oh, look at all those fish. Which one you want? I can't do that.
Well, I'm not a fish lover, so no problem for me.
Oh, the same thing with lobsters. I would not pick out
Mark,
which lobster I'm going to eat. I would rather not.
So, Mark, before you check out the plane that landed from Malaysia, before it lands in your backyard, what's your favorite restaurant? Or favorite food?
Oh, in a restaurant? If I'm in an Italian restaurant, veal cutlet parmesan, definitely.
What's your favorite one? Restaurant?
Well, there's a restaurant on Hempstead Turnpike in Levittown called Domenico's.
Okay.
They make a delicious veal cutlet parmesan hero. Usually, I think I mentioned this before, once a month, some old friends and I get together and we have lunch and a movie. Now, I don't want to make you feel young, but I know these guys for 53 years, and we get together. There's about 4 of us. We go out to lunch, and then we go catch a movie. And we all, for the most part, get the veal cutlet parmesan hero because it's just so good. Occasionally, my friend will get eggplant parmesan. But, that's as far as Italian goes. If in a Chinese restaurant, I love General Chow's, very spicy.
I love spicy.
Or in a Thai restaurant, I love pad Thai, very spicy. Chicken and beef pad Thai.
He would just eat shit if it was spicy. He wouldn't know it.
Well, you see, I didn't want to say that, but my wife's favorite line about me is that I would eat shit in a cone. Okay? If you gave me a blindfold test and put shit in a cone and spiced it up, I'd probably say it's delicious. But
why'd you have to go there for?
Well, he did, not me. And then if you go to a deli, let's say a Jewish deli, kosher deli, like Harold's, I like pastrami. But if I really wanted to, although many people don't like it, so this is why they don't order it, I love tongue, a tongue sandwich.
Did you ever taste tongue, Dan?
I've had tongue, but I can tell you 2 decades ago, I have Jewish neighbors here, and I had tongue. Yes, cow tongue. I had cow tongue.
Well, you see, that's why the Jewish girl's parents started talking about you, because you didn't like tongue.
Why, Mark, this conversation is going to the gutter? Mark, how do you stop having sex? What you do is you
get married.
That's what you stop.
That's what somebody told me. He said, before I got married, I was like 21, 22. He said sex was so much better with his wife before they got married. He said as soon as they got married, he said, there wasn't even he said the excitement was gone, because they could do it anytime.
Now the Jewish women, what they do is you marry them. Sex was great in the beginning, but now they just ask for your credit card. After they don't want sex anymore; they just want the credit card. So they go shopping.
Hey.
So it must be a Jewish joke I don't know about.
Yeah, I don't
No,
know.
it is.
As a matter of fact, Mark has got a few Jewish jokes for you.
That's what I'm looking for, to see if I still have them. Jewish humor.
He thinks he's funny.
I don't think I'm funny. Here we go. Let me see. There's one just like that. I just have to find it.
God, being old down jokes.
No. It's really very cute. Really very cute.
Problem is he can't see and he doesn't know how to use the computer.
Well, I don't know where it is.
He's like your father when it comes to computers and the phones and all that.
Yeah.
He just got an iPhone and he doesn't really know what the I stands for. But come to think of it,
I did think of a restaurant. I know you're doing your research there, Mark. But the restaurants, we didn't, not really went to Harold's. We didn't go. Unfortunately, my aunt passed, and we went to Jersey. And I told Felix that we're going to Harold's. Mm-hmm. But the weather was so bad; it was really raining hard there. So we went to an Italian restaurant, which you might know about, down Peps, Lefferts Boulevard.
Yes, sure.
And it was so good Italian food. My God.
Yeah, Don Peps is good.
Oh man, that's so good. So we picked it up and.
Well, I have a Jewish joke here for you. It has nothing to do with shopping.
I love Jewish jokes. Let me hear it.
A boy comes home from school, tells his mother that he has a part in the school play. She asks, "Well, what part are you playing?" The boy says, "I play the part of a Jewish husband." The mother scowls and says, "Go back and tell the teacher that you want a speaking part." You don't get it. Jewish men say nothing.
I don't. I don't. It went over my head on that one.
That's okay.
I'm about to hear it again. It went over my head. Speaking part.
You know why Jewish men die before their wives?
Right over my head. I'm thinking about it.
How about this one? You know why Jewish men die before their wives?
Sure.
Because they want to. Why do Jewish divorces cost so much?
I don't know that one. Tell me.
Because they're worth it.
How about that?
Ouch.
Huh?
Ouch. Yeah, no, my neighbors. I met a lot of neighbors that are Jewish and good people and all, but her husband died Jewish. They're both really Jewish, and her husband passed, and now you know what she's doing now? She's traveling the world. She's really traveling. Literally, she's traveling the world.
Well,
here's one that you love. Someone stole my credit cards, but I'm not reporting them stolen because the thief spends less than my wife does.
I don't know why Jewish people have that bad rap. I really don't. Well, because stories like this, I guess.
You have to understand that, for all the suffering that the Jewish people have had to endure over the years, they always managed to find humor, and humor is what kept them going. I myself, I won't exactly crack a joke at a funeral, but I will say something that might ease a little bit of the burden and the suffering.
Right.
But
well, why? That goes back to. I'm sorry, we're going too deep there because Jewish people really. They're penny pinching. They fight you over a nickel.
Not everybody.
No, that's the reputation that they've had.
That's a stereotype.
That's a stereotype. Even in Shakespeare's day, when it comes to Shylock is Jews have always been known. Right. Jews have always been known as money lenders. Okay, people needed money. They came to a Jew. All right.
Right.
But when Shakespeare writes The Merchant of Venice and Shylock is delivering his little soliloquy, he said, doesn't a Jew bleed? If you cut a Jew, doesn't he bleed? He's human like everybody else, although he's not treated that way. Okay, got another joke for you. What are 3 words that a woman never wants to hear when she's making love?
3 words. I'm thinking about this one. Hold on. Give me a second. 3 words, never one of hers. I love you.
Honey, I'm home.
That's good. That's cute.
And they always manage.
They
always manage to make fun of themselves, which is true. I used to tell that to my students. Better to make fun of yourself. This way, you're taking a weapon away from somebody else.
Hey, Mark, did your students still talk to you?
Occasionally.
I'm trying to crack a joke here.
Oh. Here's another one. This one you'll like. This is about shopping. My wife and I always hold hands when we go shopping. If I let go, she shops.
It's cute.
All right. That's about the end of my Jewish jokes here.
I know. But
there he goes. Flushing that toilet.
Mark, I date a lot of Jewish girls, and I really still don't understand them. I mean, they're good people, nice people, not really hurting anybody, but I don't understand them at all. So I met, been with their families, and I come from a Italian German background, and I don't understand what they're thinking, what they're doing. They're just paying attention, and I don't understand it.
It's a stereotype. Not all Jews.
I don't know. Look, maybe you're right, Felix, stereotype, but I counted it too many times why it becomes a stereotype.
You ever think it's you?
No, not at all. I'm very generous. I'll pay what I have to pay.
I'm not talking about money. Personality-wise,
I've seen how they operate. It's always about they seem to be. Again, maybe stereotype, but the reason why there's a stereotype, is about like black people. Why they're the ones murdering and robbing stores. But Jewish people, good people. They're good. It's not that, but the money thing is funny because it does. They seem to have something hooked on money. They'll do anything for a dime. Or a penny, even.
Not really. No, that is definitely a stereotype.
Yeah, it's a stereotype. I'm sorry I insulted you guys, but it's definitely that's why the stereotype is there. It's just,
you're talking to 1.5 Jewish guys here.
Well,
remember that.
Who's the half? Felix or you?
Felix.
And that's only my top half, if you know what I mean.
Oh, you want me to talk about my bris?
Your bris? You had a bris?
Of course I had a bris.
I didn't. What did they do
Well,
a
bris is actually, the whole ceremony, it's the naming of the child. In the male, it's the naming of the child, and it's the adhering to the covenant that God made with Abraham, that every male born will
make a sacrifice.
Oh, let's put it this way: when I was born, I was 10 weeks premature, and I weighed 2 pounds 7 ounces.
You made up for it. Don't worry.
Let me finish. So you'll understand why. If they would have performed the bris on me 8 days after I was born, I would have lost 7 ounces. You get that?
You're that big, huh?
Well, not anymore, but...
going back to vegetarians and...
Oh, is that what we're talking about?
And carnivores.
Okay.
Throw me a frickin' bone here.
I think vegetarians become one because they see these cows getting slaughtered. And then it does. I saw these videos and stuff. It is disgusting, but to me, at the same time, I still want Peter Luger's steak, or Ruth Chris steak.
Well, listen, I don't mind eating it. But I don't want to see the animals killed.
there are people who go hunting. November, I remember, used to be the month when, people would go deer hunting upstate in Pennsylvania. And, if they managed to bag a deer, they bring it back to, I guess a butcher, and he skins the deer, which you really don't want to see, but he literally peels the skin off. If you have a piece of skirt steak, for example, and you want to marinate it, there's that thin layer of, I don't know what you'd call it. It looks sort of clear, but it's white. It's what's left over after they peel the skin off, and then they cut it up. The butcher will ask somebody, how do you want it? What kind of steaks do you want? You want veal steaks? You want chops? You want ribs? I remember.
I know.
I remember one
I wish
time.
my sister was listening to this because she'd be a vegetarian because she watched those shows or movies or documentaries of these, cows and whatnot getting slaughtered. But I love meat. I'm sorry, guys. I love meat.
Well, so do I.
And so do most people in the world.
But why a vegetarian becomes one? I'm wondering if it's just they don't like the taste of meat, which I don't believe it. But
No, because unless they were raised as vegans or vegetarians, most adults who are vegans and vegetarians started out as carnivores. So they used to eat meat and chicken and fish and fowl, but now no more.
Well, the one thing is also that there's health reasons. They say when you kill an animal, it lets out certain hormones that are very unhealthy. Because that's from when they were getting...
maybe you're right, Felix. I mean, maybe.
I don't know. That's what somebody told me today. I don't know if it's true.
Maybe you're right. I don't know about that.
But,
one,
I mean,
maybe.
As far as, the health-wise, it's much healthier to be a vegan or a vegetarian.
Yeah, I think to debate it, they go. I think that what it is that they say everything in moderation. I mean, of course, eat salad, but salad, anything in moderation is okay. But I don't think salad is the way of life. But meat once in a while, of course, you need it. You need a protein.
Well,
but when someone becomes a vegetarian, I think that they think they don't like, not that they don't like meat. They just feel bad for the animals.
That's a big part of it, I'm sure.
Well, the animals
don't like it neither.
The animals feel real bad about it too.
I can't believe that a vegetarian will sit down to Peter Luger's or Ruth Chris and sit down and
no,
say,
they
I
won't.
want to have steak. Give me a salad.
They won't.
I know they won't. I'm saying, they smell it. How do you not love that taste? Geez.
Well, everybody's got their own.
People eat salads because they want to lose weight. They think it's healthy for you.
It is healthy for you.
Salad,
they don't.
Believe it or not, is roughage.
Yeah. Listen, people eat.
Salad is roughage for your stomach.
In different parts of the world, people eat a lot of foods that would repulse you. They eat...
the Asians, the Orientals eat a lot of fish, a lot of rice, vegetables.
But people also eat grasshoppers.
Oh, you're talking about real men. You're talking about Texas.
I don't know about Texas.
Yeah. Chocolate-covered ants, chocolate-covered grasshoppers,
No.
Rattlesnake.
They eat the grasshoppers and stuff because it's the only proteins that people can have. It's the only thing they can afford in certain parts of the world. We're very lucky. We are very mainstream. We have everything that we want to eat. But in some place in the world, a grasshopper is a treat.
Remember Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom?
Eating the worm, yeah, eating that. Yeah.
Worms, yeah, that's another one. There's a lot of worms that people eat. Again, it's a good protein.
Well, if you take a survivalist course, they teach you how to survive in the wild. You eat that stuff.
Yeah, raw.
I know. You're given a knife, and that's about it. And you have to catch your own food. And if you want to cook it, you got to rub sticks together.
Speaking of food, I mean, is the food better from China or United States? What's better?
What do you mean by better?
Even bottled water topic.
What do you mean better?
Even bottled water. I mean, I think we talked about this already, but bottled water. I took a course of this in school, an environmental course in college, and the tap water is worse than the tap water.
The bottled water is,
you're paying $1 a bottle. But we talked about it already, I think. But, food in China. I mean, people are so afraid to buy food from China. But, tastes good, though. Cheap.
Well, I don't know.
They don't have the same codes we have.
Hey, I remember the push carts in Brooklyn on Blake Avenue. They used to have layers of ice, and they used to have the fish right there in the open. It's about as fresh as you could get it. Go to the Fulton Fish Market and purchase some fish, and you'll see it that way.
I don't mind eating any kind of meat, but I do not want to watch them slaughter it. And I've eaten kangaroo in my past, and it was okay. But if I was watching a movie and I saw a kangaroo hopping around while I was eating it, I would probably gotten sick.
Why? You have a turkey at Thanksgiving, but you see turkeys running around on the news all the time, in November when they talk about Sarah Palin or President Obama pardoning a turkey, Do you
know how they do that? They start off with 100 turkeys. They audition to it for this. They wind up with 20. From those 20, they wind up with 2. The turkey and an alternate turkey in case the first turkey gets sick or something. And those 2 turkeys get pardoned. And what they look for is for turkeys who are quiet, humble, and they don't look that good to eat. I guess, I don't know. But no, it's a big process. So, farmers from all over the country bring in their turkeys. They want to say, my turkey was pardoned by the president. I don't know where it came from, but whatever. People eat squirrels. They eat rats.
Well, what do you think back in the day, the pioneers? They would hunt rabbit, I mean, it wasn't just Fatal Attraction where Glenn Close boiled up the rabbit in the pot, the pioneers themselves, other than the vegetables that they would grow, they go hunting. They hunt birds, they hunt rabbits, they hunt wild game and deer. The only thing is they don't have storage. They don't have, there's only so much ice you could have to store the meat, so you have to cook everything.
Cook it or basically dry it.
Yeah, hang it up to dry in one of those.
Yeah.
I'm
sure that's how they got the beef jerk and all
that. Make jerky, yeah.
I'm signing off only because I just remembered. I think it's Lotto tonight. It's $353 million. I go get the ticket.
Does that mean if you win, we're not going to see you tomorrow?
It means going to Peter Luger's and having a salad. That's what I mean.
So you're definitely not coming.
Oh no! I thought I made a joke about it now.
Oh.
I have to ask Dr. Don.
Well, Dr. Don said he can't come because he's trying to sell his house or something.
Oh yeah. They're unfortunately on their way to Ohio, so.
So that leaves you free.
No, Felix has an extra bedroom.
Free, exactly.
Okay,
Felix,
so what time you want?
If you're free, I'm gonna take your truck. We're gonna go off roading. Sorry, Mark. We'll go off roading for a little bit. Take his truck, and then we'll manage our way to Harold somehow.
Yeah.
You know, I heard that a cure for numbness under the knee,
frostbite, yeah,
is that you got to step in frozen water again, and it'll cure whatever ails you.
Yeah, no, I thanks to Felix, right, I have a problem by my legs being frozen still, or numb. But, yeah, no, there's acupuncture you got to do, and some pills you can take. But it's, I really can't. It's really...
Well, you know, you're going to have to take care of that. Hey, Dan, since we're going to go to Harold's, are we going to still try to get our special breakfast?
Well, yeah. Well, that's what the problem with the breakfast is. You don't want to ruin your lunch.
Well, that's why you go off-roading.
Those eggs are fantastic. They're the best eggs ever down there.
Yeah, I know.
What's he talking about?
You think Harold's is good?
Yeah.
The breakfast that we get that the Amish make is fantastic.
Well, they have all the, you know, it's family style. So, I mean, you take a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Amish family style.
Most Amish restaurants are.
No, it's not a restaurant.
You guys didn't talk. The Amish country, or the Amish little store there, not little, it's a big store, but your eggs you'll never have, that you'll never have before. A little over easy, a little bread and the sausage, forget about it.
Well, how about?
But I told Felix I was worried about going there, so I want to save myself for.
Yeah, well, that's why we're not going to go to Wawa, and we'll take a little. We're going to take an extended ride, so give us time to get hungry.
Well,
right, exactly right.
Depends how often, how long between breakfast and off-roading. I don't want to throw up my breakfast.
No, you won't. No, because after we eat breakfast,
yes, you will.
And not that I care. It's your car.
No, after we have breakfast, we go buy some meats.
Oh, you go to the flea market?
Yeah. The Amish restaurant.
Yeah, I heard, Dan, they're going to have a video to show you how the Amish slaughter their cattle.
As long as it tastes good, I don't care.
All right, so but listen, Dan, if we go, we have to be at the Amish before 11. Otherwise, they stop serving breakfast.
I know. I think we want to experience that once before. I think we ran into that problem.
It was very disappointing. Well, also
I know it was disappointing. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, you know, Michael Douglas was very upset in falling down. You know, he went into McDonald's and wanted breakfast, and they stopped serving breakfast at 10:30, and it was 10:31. So he broke out his machine gun and started shooting up the place.
I don't blame him. That's what Dan did when the little young Dan, Elmer said, "No breakfast for you, sir."
Well, Phyllis, you and I promised not to talk about that.
Okay.
Why? What happened?
No, nothing. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But Amish girls may be religious, but they do believe in love. Free love. Love thy neighbor.
She was coming on to you?
We just...
as long as... Did we get disconnected? Dan?
Host disconnected.
Oh, it says on the air, but we lost him.
There's definitely something wrong. Yeah, we're not on.
Yeah, and we only were on for an hour.
Yeah, I see the...
well, don't sign on again. That's, you know...
No, we're still on.
He may not be there, though.
But we're still on.
Okay, gotcha.
You got it? You can't just...
Well, after we hang up, you have to tell me about Dan's experience with this Amish girl.
Well, we were just kidding around. There's no experience. Dan is married.
The menu has recently changed.
His wife...
So was she.
You're calling back into a live show. We are reconnecting you now.
His wife is a pretty tough lady. So you really don't want to talk about things like that.
No, he's gone.
Yeah, I know he's gone, but we're still on. Back. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, if you were disconnected for a second.
Truth be told, we did discuss vegan, vegetarian, etc. for a little while. We touched on the important points.
But I want to tell you, when you eat too much vegetables...
Oh, definitely.
So just
no,
remember that.
Not vegetables, fruit.
And vegetables.
Brussels sprouts.
Cabbage.
Well, cabbage, yes. Speaking of cabbage, Monday, St. Patrick's Day, corned beef and cabbage. I'll bet you could get that at Harold's tomorrow. That's probably a specialty of the house.
No, I doubt it.
Why?
Because it's kosher style.
So,
I don't think Corbin...
I remember my dad and mom making corned beef and cabbage. Delicious.
Oh, yeah.
Boil up some potatoes in the water. The water was very salty because it had the flavor of the corned beef as you're cooking it.
Yep.
Out of this world.
I was listening to a show today, and they were interviewing somebody from a pub, and I'm not sure if it was Donahue's, Donahans, Schmonigans.
Donigans, maybe.
No, I don't know what it was, but they said that on St. Patty's Day, they go through 3,000 pounds of corned beef that day.
I'd believe it.
That's a lot of corned beef for one day.
Well, but
and they said they put a little over a pound on each sandwich.
Well, you know what that looks like?
A pound of sandwich? Yeah, a pound of the sandwich.
That's tremendous.
Yeah, it is. So that's 3,000 sandwiches, for argument's sake.
That's almost like the size that you get at Harold's on a sandwich.
Probably a little bit more.
I don't think you get a pound at Harold's, but the thing is...
No, I think as big as it is, I don't think it's a pound. I think it's the way they slice it makes it look
and
more...
they roll it over, so, it looks like
they don't roll over the meat. No, sirree.
Well, I got news for you. All this talk about Harold's, I mean...
We're getting hungry. I know.
I'm getting damn hungry.
And if anybody wants to join us at Harold's, we'll have a coffee club reunion. Mark is 6'4",
185 pounds.
He's got long hair and a ponytail.
That's true. No tattoos, though. No piercings, no tattoos.
And he wears glasses and
I have a beard.
And
a nicely trimmed beard.
Yes. You ever seen Duck? That's the beard he's got.
Duck Dynasty?
Duck Dynasty.
Oh, God, no.
So when you see somebody who looks like Robinson, 6'2", with a ponytail, say hi to him.
Or ZZ Top, or one of the Oak Ridge boys.
Yeah, say hi to them. Give them a kiss of the cheek. Hello. I'm sure Mark would really appreciate it.
If they could find the cheek. There's all that beard, they might not be able to find it. And Felix has a beard like the devil. Trust me, he's got a goatee. The only thing missing on you are the horns and a tail.
Well, when I take off my hat, you'll see my horns. That's why I always wear it. And, you know, that bulge coming out of my rear end is not a cigar, I'll tell you that.
Well, enough of this. Let's just sign off already.
You ladies and gentlemen have enough of ours?
I don't know, but I've had enough of us.
Well, if you don't call in the next 30 seconds, we assume that nobody else wants to hear from us tonight. Our phone number is 646
595 3275.
And we'll be back on Monday
with another thrilling show.
And
maybe we'll even talk about Harold's.
Yes, maybe we'll talk about Harold's, let you know about our experience there. You know, it's we look forward to that night. And what happens if we don't go?
Are you mad?
We're going to be mad. Very mad. Anyway, let's see if we could find our little puppies. And
no, I told them it's okay because we're going to bring them home literally, you'll pardon the pun, a doggy bag tomorrow. They're expecting food from Harold's.
Okay, so...
Otherwise, you know, they're going to start munching on our feet.
It's happened more than once. Well, you know, from now on, we're going to let them munch on Dan's feet because he won't know it anyway.
He won't feel it anyway, it's true.
Every day, it'll be just one less toe.
That's very true.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming, and I want to say good night.